I mean, we thought he was a well-handicapped horse last year, but you never really dream of ending up at Group 2 level, really, with a handicapper going through the ranks. So obviously, you know, to end up winning Group 2 was absolutely extraordinary. He always showed a lot of potential. I mean, at 3, before he first ran, Jim Crowley came to ride him once or twice on the gallops, and he was always, you know, pretty much taken by him. And we ran him in the Wood Ditton, where we really fancied him, and he ran really well. He ran 5th that day. I was a little bit disappointed because we thought that he could be a really good horse, but he came back, you know, with a setback after the race. So you know, it was the excuse really for running 5th, you know, rather than win really first time out. And after that, he lost his form at 3. We couldn't really have him at the level we thought he would be. We castrated him and turned him out for a couple of months, and he came back a different horse and showed his potential again, the potential that he was showing early on in his life. You know, he was starting to get quite excited actually at the start of last year, and it took him a while to really learn how to race. He was always trying to be a bit too keen and what have you, so that's why we taught him to settle nicely at the back, and that's why now he just stays at the back all the time. He thinks that's all he can do. But no, he's a superstar, really. I thought he was very unlucky in the John Smiths. He was really far back that day, and they didn't go very quick at all, you know. So he managed to make up an awful lot of ground from a slow pace, which is very hard to do. And I thought that day that he ran like a group horse in that handicap, because he managed to quicken twice down the straight, which a normal handicapper can't do really. So he came out of the race absolutely bouncing. He was jumping all over the place and bucking and kicking. And after Kim, my partner who looks after him, I said, look, it might sound like a big pun, but I'm going to run this horse in the Group 2 back at York, because he didn't have a race. And well, the rest is history, really.
And then immediately after that win at York, you nominated a return there for the International.
Well, I think the owner did, as he got a bit carried away. And yeah, I mean, why not? You know, he's a Group 2 winner now, and so he will have to prove himself at the level above. And knowing that he loves the course and he handles the course all right, I think it wouldn't be such a bad thing to go back to York for the judgment. It will all be depending on the ground, really. You know, I mean, the other day the ground was on the slow side, which suits this horse really well. So I think the judgment will only be an option if it looks like the ground will be no quicker than good, I think.
And if he didn't turn up at York, what are the options on the table at the moment?
There are quite a few options. I mean, you've got the Grand Prix de Deauville in Deauville. On the 26th of August, then you've got the Grosser Prize from Baden early September. I mean, Grand Prix de Deauville is over a mile 4.5. The race in Baden is over a mile 4, because we feel that we have to try him again over a mile 4. He always runs his races like he wants to step up in trip, you know. I mean, the other day at York against, you know, decent company and what have you, he's actually off the bridle nearly 3 out, and then it takes him a while to quicken. We believe that over a mile 4 he would travel better and longer, and then he can really use his turn of foot and possibly improve.
And he's worn headgear before, but you wouldn't consider putting that back on him?
No, I think that we were desperate when we tried the headgears on him, but no, he definitely doesn't need that.
And an international campaign perhaps on the cards?
Yeah, I mean, we've got options in Woodbine, in Toronto. I'm looking at the program in Japan as well. There's nothing really set in stones, you know. All will depend on first of all the ground and which way he goes in the next few weeks. You know, nothing will be easy now for him, so he still has to keep on improving to perform at Group 1 level. So it will all depend on. He will tell us. He will tell us what to do with him. You know, he always did. So yeah, he's the boss.